everybody. Yeah, it's early. It is Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. I hope everyone has a great day today. Um, I'm not going to go into any more details about Valentine's Day. I know everyone is like, am I going to have a date? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, no. Um, I want to start off with some current events happening right now. Something happened in the state of Michigan. I I have to. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Please read the disclaimer down in the bottom. Uh, this is my clairvoyant impressions of what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. So um, remember, entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, make your own choices. Uh, yeah, I woke. It's real early here in the Midwest. It's 6:15 in the morning, and I've been up for a few hours. I woke up at like 3 o'clock and had the TV on and everything's talking about the stuff happening in Michigan, and they're like, they don't know why it happened. I'm getting the feeling that the reason why it happened is the person was really disgusted with the ideology and opinions and political stance that the younger people are promoting. And so he decided that the only way to make us get it known is to make the biggest noise possible and to bring this forward and make the ultimate sacrifice. Just like that woman did more than a century ago when she walked out onto the race course to bring the suffragette movement to public knowledge. I mean, she did what she needed to do to let the world know what was going on. And that's what this guy did. Some have contacted me wanting to know about the earthquake that happened in, I'd say you could call it the Middle East region, Turkey, Syria, all that area. And I did answer to some people that I felt that it was the quakes are a result of like an underground boom boom going off, and that's what caused the earthquakes. And they're going to find out evidence on that, just like one day Sweden will be able to release what they actually found out that happened, why that underwater pipeline went boom boom. And when people find out the real reason behind it, they're going to be appalled. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. It's like, well, you vote. Hey, I'd say a lot of this is happening because people vote blue no matter who. They're good little complacent lemmings, woke lemmings. Let's see. Somebody made a comment because they say, oh, Henry doesn't need a visa or anything to work in the U.S. I go, Henry does need a passport. Certain types of diplomatic passports, in order to get them, you have to return back to your home country. So if his passport is about to expire, he's got to go back and put in the paperwork, get his picture taken, and a new passport. Plus, one of those kids is old enough to now have his own passport, especially if he's 4 years old. So he's going to have to produce that child and have that child get its own individual passport. So that may be an extremely touchy point. So I think he will be back. He has to bring the kid, so that kid has to get its own passport. And I think a lot of stuff is going to be exposed at that point. Also, staying on the Coronation bent, people are like, well, Charles, has he invited him or that invited him? Has the palace invited them to attend or this or that? Okay. Uh, go back to a little bit of history. The Earl Marshal is in charge of all the big pageantry events, organization. The Earl Marshal is the Duke, has always been the Duke of Norfolk, which is the Howard family. Yes, go back to Henry VIII. Anne Boleyn was a Howard, and so was Catherine Howard. Wife number 2 and 5, both of them ended up with their heads lopped off. It's that Howard family that is the Earl Marshal that plans all the big events. And the current Duke is Edward Fitzallen Howard. Yeah, double barrel last name, Fitzallen Howard. And he did plan the Queen's funeral. And a little tidbit, the Duke of Norfolk just recently remarried within the past 6 months to a lady who, for some people, this is a cute trivia fact. The new Duchess happens to be the ex-wife of the seventh Earl of Carnarvon, Lord of Carnarvon. Yes, she was she was the sister-in-law of the current owner of Highclere Castle. So the Duke of Norfolk married the ex-wife of the Queen's racing manager. So he had to be married in order to have the polite stuff look right for the coronation. So he couldn't be living in sin. He needed to be respectable. So he recently got married. So yes, if anyone has questions about the coronation and why this happened and why that happened, send a letter to the Duke of Norfolk. They're in Surrey, so that's who you talk to. But yeah, it's like, yes, Henry does have to return to the UK because they're going to make that a stipulation for him to get his passport renewed and passports for the children. If he wants them to have the status, they need to be presented and photographed and present the real birth certificates and all this stuff. And so the kids can get passports. Most likely they'll be brought over in King's Flight, which is the equivalent to our U.S. Presidential Transport Department that has Air Force One, Marine One, et cetera, et cetera. I feel it's the stuff happening up in Michigan is just a precursor to what will be happening. A lot of people are going to start they're going to start standing up to these woke youngsters who the little 40 somethings and below that want to turn America into a socialist country, because if they have our way, we'll be worse than Venezuela, which, oh my God, I may have to re-record this. I don't know if this sounds right, but we'll see. I'll check. If not, talk later. Yeah, I'm back. It was just the alarm on the phone going off because it's pretty early in the morning. Like I said, I've been going. Where was I at? Yes, the Michigan stuff is just a precursor. More and more people are going to be standing up against these woke lemmings, complacent fools who are basically destroying America. And a lot of them don't want to listen to reason. They don't recognize it because the schools have eliminated the truth out of so many history classes. Many kids they can't even name the 13 original colonies. College students, how many of them have actually read the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, let alone their own state's constitution, and Bill of Rights for their own state? So more and more people are going to start standing up, raising their voices and calling people out on their foolish behavior. I've done that. I called somebody out, a few people out. What happened to me? I was tossed out of my congregation because the little young punks, one is 41, one's in her early 30s. They have no clue. No clue. They're like, oh, we should be doing this or we should be doing that. I go, well, honey, learn the history why it happened. Then you'll change your attitude. So, and whenever I see somebody or somebody calls me, I say, hey, listen, I called them out. I'm not going to tolerate being told by some bitty hen or some youngster who has no clue. Nobody's going to tell me what to do or how to live my life. Least of all, a kid who claims he's an engineer when all he is a software programmer. That's not engineering. An engineer can build something, not write a computer code. And the other one thinks she knows everything. Oh, yeah, I spent a year living over there. I go, well, honey, I can speak 3 of the languages from over there, and I grew up over there. So my lifetime over in Europe and traveling the world trumps your 1 year. So they can go fly a kite off Navy Pier. Well, that's enough for today. I don't want to get too much on a tangent, but I feel sorry for the parents of the kids that got hurt, but maybe it's a wake-up call for all these college students to stop being so woke. Everyone have a good Valentine's Day. Bye.